He believes that the adrenaline of pitching in the World Series will help a young, tall, strong pitcher like Syndergaard, and he hopes to get 7 innings out of him tonight. Syndergaard says he has some tricks up his sleeve to get the job done. Yeah, John, Game 2 was certainly not the 14-inning roller coaster we got last night, but just like the first game of the World Series, the Royals came back from behind to pick up the win. It's the 4th time this postseason that they've been able to do that. This is the first time Will Brown has coached in a conference championship game that he hasn't won, and after the game, he wasn't pointing any fingers, but David Nichols took the blame anyway. He shot just 6 of 25 from the field, and he was visibly upset along with fellow sophomore Joe Cremo. Josh, the players said that at halftime they could hear Monmouth in the next room playing music and cheering, and it made them really mad, particularly Nico Clarith, who got everyone fired up. He took over the locker room, and then he followed it up with a second half for the ages.
The day started with snow, turned into sleet, and now confetti. This celebration all in the name of the Super Bowl champion New England Patriots.
Patriots season opener here at Gillette Stadium against the Steelers on Thursday will be a long time coming for Albany native Dion Lewis. It almost didn't happen. I mean, you were just re-signed back to the active roster one day before the AFC Championship game. What's this past week been like for you?
You guys are so businesslike all the time. Finally able to let loose and celebrate here. What was that celebration like?
It was awesome,
Any more special for you being in this building, knowing that you might have a lot of goals here?
Yeah, I guess so.
But even Ray Bryan had to buy each of his daughters a token ticket for American Pharoah to win, just in case history is made today.
Jimmy Barnes also said American Pharoah actually seems happier here in Saratoga. He mentioned it might be the cooler weather, but whatever it is, that bodes well for the Triple Crown champ.
We can expect really a fast-paced, high-scoring, fun game to watch, really despite this weather. And we have to talk about the rain, right? UAlbany head coach Scott Marr said it really shouldn't affect the game all that much. With the new turf field, footing should be good, but the guys will have to watch their sticks. See, in the rain, this mesh right here can stretch out. That can affect the way that the sticks throw, but it can also, if this pocket gets too deep, can be an illegal stick, and that, if it's caught, can lead to a penalty. And one thing the Danes do not want to do against the Tar Heels' potent offense is play a man down today. So Marr said that, they're going to have to maintain their sticks, make sure that they're tight throughout the course of this game. But really, there's no advantage for either one of these teams. They play a really similar style.
No, a lot of these Great Danes are still asking themselves that very question. In fact, head coach Katie Abrahamson-Henderson, that was the first thing she said to us in the locker room. What just happened? Let me see the stats. I need to see them. I need to see them. But I can tell you 2 things happened in that game. One, a very unlikely turn of events. The Great Danes trailed for most of this game, but there were a couple major turning points. The biggest coming with 6:18 left when Sharisha Richards drew her 5th foul right here where I'm standing. Now, that could have spelled disaster for the UAlbany women's basketball team. Watching its star, its senior, the heart and soul of this program, walking over to the bench. But as soon as she sat down, her teammates stepped up. I spoke with Todd and Chad Brown about the Ortiz brothers, and both trainers said that while their talent is undeniable, it's actually their work ethic that makes them so special, and they just keep getting better and better. Live in Saratoga, Liana Bonavita, News 10, ABC.